Hello everyone, this is Matthew Wallenweber again. I'm a security researcher and privacy advocate based in New Orleans. Today I'm going to show you how to do complaints against NOPD for violating our facial recognition and mass surveillance laws. So what I'm going to do today is show you the process. Basically that starts with responsive records from FOIA requests. Everybody has the right to request documents from your government, so every month or more often I make requests to the city of New Orleans asking for their usage of Project NOLA and facial recognition technology. And you get a responsive document sent back to you sometime between 3 days and 3 years later. So here's an example of one. I've been processing it for a while, so I'm about halfway through it. And what this usually is emails between Project NOLA or between NOPD officers mentioning facial recognition technology, cameras, or things like that. So what I do is just scroll through this document. First, you'll see an email here. In this one, you have a detective with NOPD basically asking for some camera footage. This one is not something I would file a complaint against. It's perfectly legal and according to policy for NOPD to ask for camera footage of a particular location. So then I just keep on scrolling through. Now we come to the next email. And this email is pretty consistent with what we have filed complaints against. So in this case, it's Detective Rachel Wiley. She's asking Project NOLA, who would be in the two part of this email, but that's hidden because of the way they do the public records responses. I know it's to Project NOLA for a few reasons. One, the way I tailored the public records request. Two, there are replies to this email from Project NOLA later in the PDF. And three, this is typical of the format they have. So the two is blank, but that's just a product of how they do their filtering and their sanitization of these documents. So what's happening here is Detective Wiley is asking Project NOLA for video footage associated with carjacking. And in this case, they are particularly overt. They ask for a named individual. So in New Orleans, it's against the law for NOPD to use facial recognition technology to tie somebody's name to their face and where they're going throughout the city. So that's what's happening here. Additionally, you can see an attachment. We can't see what this attachment is right now, but based on the way they do this, this is going to be a picture of the person's face. So this is an email to Project NOLA from NOPD requesting they facial recognize the person attached via this JPEG. And who also matches his name. And then in follow-up emails, you'll see responses from Project NOLA. But only NOPD can violate NOPD policy and the city ordinance against Project NOLA. So what we do, we just take a quick screenshot of this. So we capture it, screenshot. So this is our evidence. We're going to submit this to the Police Integrity Bureau. I've actually already done this because I messed up the video the first time, but it's pretty simple. What I do, I email to the police monitor, who's an independent agency. I email to the Police Integrity Bureau, which is the internal investigator with NOPD that investigate officers and misuse, their policy violations, the crimes of police officers, and then the OIG, just for funsies. I like to keep the messages simple. Sorry about that. I initiate a complaint against the named person for illegally using facial recognition technology on or around the specific date that matches the email. And that's all it is. This way, when PIB, when the IG processes this, it's clear. There's a violation of the policy. You can see them doing the email. What will happen next is they'll pull the email from themselves because they keep everything internal where the officers can't change it. They'll see the actual screenshot. They'll see the follow-up emails from Project NOLA and Brian Lagarde. Then there's a pretty clear-cut case that this person violated policy. Of course, we'll have to wait for that actually to officially come out, but I filed this complaint 47 minutes ago when I first tried this video. But it's really as simple as that. Everyone has a right to file public records requests. Everybody can do this. And this is just what I do to keep NOPD in line, to know that people are tracking them, to change their behavior, to keep them from abusing this technology in ways that are